Hi everyone, Ken here. This week, Tesla gave investors almost everything they wanted. The stock broke above $400, pushed close to $450, and for a moment, it looked like momentum was fully back. But then, TSLA pulled back to around $422. And I think this is the most important point. Tesla did not fall because the story disappeared. It pulled back because the market is now asking for proof. This week was not just about the stock price. We had China FSD expectations, Robotaxi developments, 4680 battery concerns, Optimus valuation talk, supercharger improvements, and even strong sales momentum in Japan. So today, I want to break this down from an investor's perspective, not just what happened, but what it means. Because for Tesla investors, the next phase may not be about dreams anymore. It may be about execution. First, let's talk about the stock. Tesla broke above $400, which is a very important psychological level. When a stock breaks through a major round number like that, investors often start thinking, okay, maybe the next leg higher is beginning. That is probably why we saw strong momentum toward the $450 area. But after that, the stock pulled back to around $422. In my view, this was not a sign that the Tesla story is broken. It looked more like the market saying, we like the story, but now we need confirmation. That is a very different message. The biggest reason behind that move was China FSD. Elon Musk joined President Trump's visit to China, and the market immediately started asking one question. Could this lead to progress on FSD approval in China? If Tesla can fully unlock FSD in China, that would be a major catalyst. China is not only one of the largest EV markets in the world, it is also a market where software revenue could become extremely powerful if Tesla gets regulatory approval. But here is the key point. There has been no official approval yet. So the stock moved first on expectation, not confirmed results. That creates both upside and risk. If good news comes, the market may reward Tesla again. But if nothing comes soon, short-term traders may continue to take profits. Next, Robotaxi. This is where I think the conversation is changing. For years, the question was simple. Can Tesla make a car drive itself? But now, the question is becoming different. Can Tesla operate Robotaxi as a real service? That means wait times, fleet size, charging, cleaning, maintenance, repair, insurance, parking, and customer support. These things sound boring, but they are extremely important because Robotaxi is not just an AI product. It is a transportation business. A car driving itself is impressive, but a fleet of cars operating every day safely, efficiently, and profitably is a completely different challenge. That is why the reports about cybercab-related facilities in places like Las Vegas and Irving, Texas are important. They may not sound as exciting as a new FSD demo, but to me, they may be a quiet signal that Tesla is preparing the real-world infrastructure behind Robotaxi. Where do the cars charge? Where are they cleaned? Where are they repaired? Where do they wait when demand is low? These are not small questions. They are the foundation of a scalable Robotaxi network. So when I look at Robotaxi now, I am not only watching the software, I am watching the operations behind the software. At the same time, safety and transparency are becoming more important. Robotaxi cannot scale only because Tesla fans believe in it. It needs regulators, cities, customers, and the general public to trust it. That means accident data, safety reporting, and clear communication will matter more and more. Tesla has always been strong at moving fast, but in the Robotaxi phase, speed alone is not enough. The company also has to show that the system can be explained, monitored, and trusted. For investors, this is one of the biggest things to watch. The technology may be impressive, but the rollout depends on trust. Now, let's move to batteries. This week, we also saw concerns around the 4680 battery, especially related to Panasonic's mass production timeline. The 4680 is important because it is connected to Tesla's long-term cost structure. It affects production efficiency, margins, vehicle pricing, and supply chain control. So if there are delays or uncertainty, the market naturally becomes more cautious. But at the same time, we also saw reports of additional battery investment at Giga Berlin. So the battery story this week was mixed. Short term, there are concerns. Long term, Tesla still appears to be building the foundation for more localized battery production. For me, the key is this: 4680 is not just a battery headline. It is part of Tesla's ability to lower costs and protect margins over time. Now, let's talk about Optimus. Piper Sandler maintained a $500 price target and pointed to Optimus as a major part of Tesla's future value. And I understand that view. If Optimus becomes a real product at scale, the market opportunity could be enormous. But as investors, we have to separate vision from numbers. Right now, Optimus is still not a major revenue or profit contributor. So the question is not, is Optimus exciting? Of course it is. The real question is, when does Optimus start showing up in Tesla's financial results? That is what the market will eventually demand. Big visions can support valuation, but real numbers sustain valuation. For Tesla owners, one small but meaningful update was the supercharger virtual waitlist feature. This does not make charging faster, but it makes the experience better, and that matters. If a supercharger is crowded, people want to know who is next. They want to know if they are waiting fairly. They want less confusion, less stress, and fewer uncomfortable situations. This is very Tesla-like, a small software improvement that makes ownership feel smoother. For investors, this is not a huge financial catalyst by itself, but over time, these small improvements help create customer loyalty, and customer loyalty is one of Tesla's strongest assets. Finally, Japan. Japan is not Tesla's biggest market, but that is exactly why the recent sales growth is interesting. Tesla reportedly sold around 1,041 vehicles in Japan in April, up roughly 200% year over year. Japan has always been a difficult market for Tesla. There are strong domestic brands, limited home charging in many areas, smaller roads, smaller parking spaces, and a very different consumer culture. So when Tesla starts gaining traction in Japan, even from a small base, I think it is worth watching. It may show that the Model Y's value proposition, pricing, store expansion, and EV awareness are slowly starting to work. This is not the biggest headline globally, but it is a useful signal. So, what is the big picture from this week? Tesla is entering a transition phase. The market still believes in the story. FSD, Robotaxi, Optimus, batteries, energy, and global expansion are all still powerful long-term themes. But the market is becoming more selective. It is no longer enough to say, this could be huge. Investors now want to see proof. Will China FSD actually move forward? Can Robotaxi operate as a real service? Can Tesla solve the 4680 production challenge? Can Optimus become a real business? Can global demand continue to grow? These are the questions that matter now. As a long-term investor, I do not think this week was negative. I think it was realistic. Tesla had a strong move, then the stock cooled down. That is normal when expectations rise faster than confirmed results. The opportunity is still big, but the next stage will be less about imagination and more about execution. And honestly, that may be the most important phase for Tesla, because if Tesla can turn these big ideas into real numbers, the long-term story becomes much stronger. So let me ask you, what do you think was the most important Tesla story this week? China FSD, Robotaxi, 4680 batteries, Optimus, or Tesla's growth in Japan? Let me know in the comments. If this video was helpful, please hit the like button. And if you want daily Tesla updates with deeper analysis, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and let's keep enjoying life with Tesla. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.